Hello everyone, I'm Wreck-Me5,
And I am Sandman99.
and welcome back to Werewolf Hunger with Herdis Halfelven.
Yeah, and we'll start off with a close-up look of our werewolf model. As you can see, lots of big sharp teeth and glowing red eyes and, you know, like...
All the better to eat you with.
Yeah. And, so at in the last episode, we actually went through, Elgin Keep, and we chose to rescue Rayloff. And I think I went back through Helgen Keep here and ate the remaining bandits that I encountered on the surface. We'll just check our hunger level here real quick. And it says our hunger counter is at 0, which means we're full.
As full as can be.
Yeah, and it's a new moon, so even though it's nighttime, our hunger increases by 4 points an hour. So, you know, like I wasn't really planning on doing too much in werewolf form here because we have to go back to Riverwood, and I imagine that would make the townies kind of upset if I showed up looking like this. But we were going to go and have a look at our tower. Which should be drawing in just any second now. There it is. Remember last episode we said we were going to go and have a look at the tower we built?
Yep.
So we're going to go and have a look at the tower we built.
Yeah, this is part of a mod that we had been working on like a couple years ago now, but never quite finished.
Well, the thing is that this area here that you can walk to follow the path up here needs to be nav meshed so that NPCs will follow now. And this uneven surface makes it look like it would be fairly tricky to do that. Because I've learned how to do that a little bit, but I work mostly with relatively flat surfaces, right?
Yep.
Although, from what I've seen in the tutorials, you can do, you know, nav meshing on inclined surfaces as well, and it'll work. So anyway, here we are at the tower, and this is where the 3 Barundum deposits are. Right, and we put our tower right up here. So we'll change back. And then we'll do our usual reset our
Animations
and all that kind of
unequip
good stuff.
and re-equip your gear.
Yeah. Just to make sure everything is functioning the way that it's supposed to, because for some reason when you change from human race to werewolf race, sometimes it will make things like magic items you have equipped not work and that kind of thing, right? I don't know why.
Bethesda bug.
It's just a thing in the Bethesda, yeah. Okay. So anyway, here we are now. And that's one thing that, unfortunately, they didn't have available in the new Moonlit Tales Mini, is what the mod is called here for Special Edition, even though it's almost identical to the original Moonlit Tales from LE, right, like Old Rim.
Yep.
But in Old Rim, you could actually choose, you know, like eyes that would more or less match what Herdis Halfelven here has, where she's got one blind eye, right? So you could have a red eye and a blind left eye, or a red eye and a blind right eye, or, you know, like various other colors too, right? There were more eye color combinations available, I guess.
Yep.
In the LE version. Not to say that the LE version didn't have its warts, because in the LE version, that's where you could end up with like the entire world being overrun by werewolves, because it gave werewolves the ability to infect in NPCs with lycanthropy too.
Yeah, and that actually had some buggy effects at times, where you'd see like a half-transformed guard walking down the street.
Yeah, you'd have those kinds of things, but also you'd have things like a vampire attack on a settlement, and suddenly half of the guards turn into werewolves. And then it's a free-for-all, because the non-werewolf guards consider the werewolf guards suddenly now to not
be monsters,
not be part of their faction anymore. And the next thing you know, like, everybody's killing everybody, right? It's complete chaos. So, And I think he actually, the author actually had a toggle where you could turn NPC infections off. And
you generally did just because of that?
I generally did just because of that, because that was, in my view, a pretty serious bug and a serious problem, right?
Yeah, well, there were all kinds of mods like that were fun back in the day that also had serious problems, like the bandit raids mod.
Yeah, it's been too long since there's been a good bandit raid, and the next thing you know, there's like 100 bandits attacking Whiterun.
Yep.
But you'd get frame slowdowns like you wouldn't believe. It was almost like a slideshow, right?
Or crashes to desktop.
Yeah, or crashes to desktop. Anyway, these are a bunch of spell books, some more spells that I made, and I just added them into our tower here. We were busy chatting here about something else, but when we put in the tower, I don't know if you've seen the tower since I added a little bit of furniture to it.
Nope.
But I threw in an alchemy table and a magic enchantment bench and a wardrobe and this sort of crude bookshelf and table and chairs and that kind of thing. And then if you go up here to the next level, well, there's a couple of beds, like that you can sleep in.
Oh, yeah.
And then up at the very top, I added a safe storage chest, right?
Yep.
And a cooking thing here, and a wood chopping block, and I also included a woodcutter's axe. And, of course, all the crafting stations, right? So This place has actually got pretty complete facilities to use as a player home, but what it's missing now is nav meshing. I'm not going to scrap that elven shield yet because I think it might be the one I'm using right now. Oh no, I'm using that hide shield. I guess the elven shield is a little bit better, but it's not that much better. So we'll scrap the elven shield anyway.
No love for mismatched armor sets?
Well, I like to use items that I can't accidentally scrap. You know what I mean? And when I go to a smelter, for example, you'll notice that my steel double-bladed axe there, my steel hatchet, does not show up in this list. Because at the time when the Smelt Everything mod came out, well, this weapon mod that adds these more other weapons hadn't come out yet, right?
Yep.
So there's no recipes for that. There's no scrapping recipes for that. And the same thing with the hide shield. Well, there's no... I could break the hide shield down on a tanning rack, for example, but you can't, smelt it down, right?
So when you're half asleep playing Skyrim in the middle of the night, you don't smelt down your...
Well, I've done that before, right? And then it's like, shit!
Guess you should save before you smelt things.
Yeah, I guess, if you're going to be incompetent and, accidentally smelt things that you didn't want to smelt. Anyway, I guess we better sleep for a bit because we're looking pretty tired here. And I'm not sure what the difference is yet. I haven't looked into it, but I think it has to do with set ownership or something, but I don't think you get the well-rested bonus from sleeping in this bed. Wow, we gained a couple of levels here. So what can we do? Well, we could increase our smithing here a little bit. We'd go this way. Right? See, we need 40 smithing to be able to improve magic items. Let's see what else we can do, though, because we need to focus on things that will keep us alive, too, right?
Especially.
Yeah. So we've got the 2 out of 2 for light armor mastery. We've got the extra bonus for wearing all light armor already. So we can't really do much more with that right now.
Well, what about for damage?
Okay, that's about all there is.
No, for dealing damage.
Yeah, exactly, for dealing damage is what we probably should look at. So we got 2 out of 2 for archery mastery here, but if we pick this one, then we get a 20% damage bonus to targets that are at full health. So that's actually a pretty good perk. So I'm going to take that one. And then, just to be well-rounded, we're going to have a look at here, too. And we've got, what have we got? 27 in one-handed? So I could take Disciplined Fighter, which reduces the cost of power attacks. You know, the
stamina cost.
I really would like to get this perk to go with my War Axe, right? But I need 3 more points of there. So I'll pick this, which also opens up Rogue's Parry later on, where if I'm using nothing in my offhand, just a one-handed weapon, enemies that are either drawing a bow or winding up to attack me, I can hit them with a, like a very damaging strike if I can interrupt their attack, right?
Yep.
And that's particularly useful, especially because every NPC in the game, it seems like, wants to hit you with a power attack almost every time, right? Every attack they make just about is a power attack, which takes a long time to wind up. So if I can hit them and interrupt their attack with a speedy normal attack that does just as much damage as their power attack, well, that's a good thing, right?
Well, it's because they all have like 400 points of stamina.
Well, also they regenerate stamina every few seconds too, right? And so, all in this game, as you know, all you need basically is 1 point of stamina, and you can make a power attack, right?
Yep. Although I get my 1 point of stamina through different means than you tend to.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though, right? If you regenerate 1 point of stamina, that's why NPCs can make power attacks over and over and over, right? Even if you have a weapon that drains stamina, like they can still do it. It's because all they need is 1 point of stamina and they can make a power attack.
Yep.
So anyway, we'll head off to Riverwood and see if we're still going to make it in time. Because Rayloff took off ahead of me. So maybe he, kind of dawdled his way there or something.
Oh, I bet you he probably is already there and everything, and he's just standing in place waiting for that dialogue.
Standing in there waiting for me to arrive. And here we are at another special location. And this is an important location if you want to play sort of as a monk-type character. The Pillars of the Way. And if you activate the Pillar of the Way, it says give unarmed, and you can get a one-handed unarmed, or you can get a both-handed unarmed, or one of each, right?
Yep.
And then if you look in here, well, there's some lore books, like perk requirements and that kind of thing. It basically describes in detail the perks that you can get for your unarmed attacks in Way of the Monk. And there's a set of robes there if you decide you want to wear the robes. There's a book that describes some of the NPCs that you might encounter out in the world, usually along with bandits. There'll be unarmed guys that attack you with bare fists and that kind of thing. Or with, like what's considered to be monk weapons, right? Like push daggers and things like that. Then there's a book, the Book of the Way, which sort of tells a little bit about the history of the order, I guess. And they're sort of an offshoot, I guess, of the monks that read the Elder Scrolls, the Moth Priests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then there's a description of another thing, because there are pillars that you can find all over Skyrim that can give your unarmed attacks unique abilities, right? And this fellow is actually Glostheim. He is a follower that you could recruit right now if you wanted to. So all you need to do is basically just say, follow me, I need your help, and he'll say, sure, I'm right with you. And he's also wearing some monk-type gloves.
Yep.
That they're basically kind of like gloves of the pugilist, those gloves that you get off of that guy in the sewers in Riften.
I see he's also a man of culture, too, with the Talos worship there.
Yep. And then you've got things like punch daggers or, like sort of like the curved daggers and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, we'll just do a little bit of configuring here, as we have to go in here because we'll go to Way of the Monk. And we got unarmed perks, of course, which you can earn. And right now my unarmed skill level is at 10.
Which is terrible.
Well, it's beginner, right? And unarmored perks, again, and you can do things like increase your armor value so long as you're not wearing armor and all that kind of good stuff, right?
Yep.
Stealth perks. And then we have advanced options, and this is where we can set things up so that we have unarmed skill option. And if we go to advanced, then skill leveling grants the character XP just like using any other skill does.
Yep.
So we'll do that. And unarmed damage scaling, okay, which means that our unarmed damage will increase based on our unarmed skill.
Yep.
And unarmored, again, advanced skill leveling XP, right? And damage scaling, and we can choose this so that unarmed skill bonus with high armor rate. And if you look at the bottom there, it says normal 20 armor for every 10 ranks of skill, high 25 points for every 10 ranks of skill. So we'll go with that.
And that actually only means that you'd have an armor rating of like...
Well, if you manage to get up to 100, then your armor rating would be, what did it say, 25 for every 10?
That's right, so it'd only be 250.
Yeah, but still, it's, you know...
I guess it's enough to avoid getting one shot.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Monk perks use main perk points. This means that if you earn perk points in the regular way, using even monk skills, you can apply that perk point to any perk in the perk trees that you want, or you can apply it here. And when you spend a perk in the way of the monk, you have to do it through this menu system, right? Like they didn't design an actual tree for it, so it's basically done through this.
But it still operates the same way as the tree would.
And then there are still some other add-ons that I could have, but I don't have the mods running for it, that add a bunch of exotic weapons and that kind of thing. But I do have a few, mainly they're like, you know, small handheld sort of dagger class weapons, I guess you could say. So anyway, we'll do that. In fact, with Herdis Halfelven, that elven glaive thing that she's carrying around, well, that's considered to be a monk weapon. So when I use that weapon, I gain unarmed skill. So if we grab the steel punch dagger here, which as you can see, damage versus weight ratio is actually not bad. And if we look at this thing in here, well, we've got it's like you can see under type that it's considered to be a dagger, which means that I would also gain one-handed melee experience by using this weapon.
Yep.
As well as unarmed experience, right? So it would actually level two different things at the same time. And you can also get left-hand ones too, like left-hand versions of these.
Yep.
So you can do the dual wielding thing with the monk weapons. Although the way that the perks work out, if you choose the right perks and allocate enough perks to them, then basically your unarmed weapon here, it's basically an invisible weapon, and when you're using it, basically you there. Basically you take a come on now. It's gonna bug out on me now, isn't it? Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. Oh, that's one-handed. Okay. Where's the two-handed one? Did I not okay, one-handed unarmed. Oh yeah, there it is. It's just called unarmed. Okay, there we go. So now, as you can see, you just take up the right?
Yep.
And then if you do power attacks, those are kicks and that kind of thing, right?
Yep.
So anyway, if I wanted to do that, I could do that. And of course, I will not gain any unarmored skill either, so long as I'm wearing any kind of armor, right? But I'm not going to stop wearing my armor right now, because I'll get killed if I do. So I've already got a Guardian Stone, I believe. I have the Antronax Stone, which is probably one of the best ones in the game, I think. But this little thing here the Pillar of Aptitude goes with the Way of the Monk mod.
Yep.
So if I choose it, it will allow me to learn monk skills 20% faster. And of course, they're just like the regular standing stones. You can only have one active at a time, right? So basically now, what it shows is Pillar of Aptitude.
Yep.
But there are other pillars that you can find throughout the game world that give you different things. Like there's one that I can remember that gives your unarmed attacks an additional little bit of fire damage.
Oh, okay.
You know, like that kind of thing, right?
That way you can slay trolls with your fists.
Yeah. Actually, I did play a character that used mainly unarmed techniques since getting this mod through, and that character eventually became just as deadly as any other combat method that you want to try, right?
Yep.
The main difference is, though, you can't block while you're fighting unarmed, so you have to, like, basically rely on
duck and weave?
Elusiveness to avoid getting hit, which is something that I've discovered you can do, too. Especially if you have a fast attack, right? Because
yes.
the unarmed regular fist attacks are actually very quick.
As long as you're not trying to strafe side to side.
Yeah, well, basically you have
because of the infinite tracking of enemies.
Yeah, basically you have to, like, hit real quick at close range and then back away kind of thing.
Yep.
Which is actually not as hard as it sounds, because especially if your enemy is using power attacks, because power attacks, they telegraph the shit out of what they're going to do. And if you hastily back away while they're lining up a power attack, then when the power attack misses, you can step forward and tag him a couple of times and then step away again, right?
Yep. It's just amazing to me how the guy can wind up with the axe in his right hand, take it over his head, and run at you with it, and then you step to the left or the right, and he turns mid-stride to follow you.
So here is the player home Vuoxi, which is, what the hell is that modder's name now? I can't remember. Eleonora, I think. And it's actually a pretty nice little cabin kind of thing.
Yep.
The interior is not nav mesh though, so you can't have like followers following you in and that kind of thing. There's like lots of safe storage out here and that kind of sort of thing too, right? And on the inside, oh, they're starting. I have the key so I can open it. On the inside though, it's very small. So you really wouldn't want a bunch of people following you in there anyway, especially if you have a multiple follower mod, right?
Yep.
It's like amazing. You go in there and suddenly you got 6 people standing in an area where there's really only room for 2 people to stand comfortably, right?
What's more amazing is that you can hear their conversation from all the way the fuck over there.
Yeah, well, I am a werewolf, though. I imagine my hearing's pretty sharp, right?
Fair enough.
Anyway, it looks like they waited for me to arrive, so...
Man, imagine being a werewolf and living in a place that has a mill.
Yeah. Yeah, that noise would drive you nuts, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Look at you. Almost a grown man. Won't be long before you'll be joining the fight yourself.
Of course, as you see too, like, Herdis is a big girl, right?
Yep.
Now, Werewolf, what's going on? You two look pretty well done in. I can't remember when I last slept. Where to start?
I like doing the additional height thing in the show race menu. It just makes your character a bit bigger than life, right? You know?
That was 2 days ago now. Stopped in Helgen this morning.
The most powerful hero in the world should be a, like big, tall.
No, what if they're like 5'5", right?
They wouldn't dare give Ulfric a fair trial. Treason.
Dragonborn come in all shapes and sizes.
That's right. Don't you forget it.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, a dragon attacked.
You don't mean a real live...
I can hardly believe it myself. And I was there. As strange as it sounds, We'd be dead if not for that dragon. In the confusion, we managed to slip away. Are we really the first to make it to Riverwood?
Nobody else has come up the south road today.
Which means nobody made it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can lay up for a while.
Or they went in another direction.
No, they totally didn't make it. They're all dead.
You and your friend
We all know missing means dead.
you need to.
Yeah.
Let me worry about the Imperials. Any friend of Raylof's is a friend of mine. Here's the key to the house. Stay as long as you like. If there is anything
We just
else
met,
you
but
need,
she's given
just
me a
let
key to
know.
the house.
Of course.
And I can take some stuff. What do I want to take? Let's take that ring, and we'll take that booze. We'll take those potions, and we'll take that ring. There.
There is something you could
But
do
none of the food.
for all of us.
Well, most of that stuff recovers so little food value that it's not really useful anyway.
Riverwood is
That's what they're used for as healing items for.
We need to get
Yeah, but they
word
don't
to
heal
Jarl
much either,
Balgruuf
only
in
like
Whiterun
1
to
point
send
each kind of thing.
whatever troops he
Hey
can.
man, when you have like 400 apples in your inventory and you're on like 20 health, you're gonna eat all 400 apples.
I'm glad to help
Yeah.
any way I
Okay,
can.
well, now we're going to hit on Girder a little bit here.
Hello, friend. Make
Actually,
yourself
she
at
hits
home.
on me, but
Why, thank you. You're very kind. There is something you could do for me.
well, okay.
I've half a mind to ask if you.
I guess we're kind of hitting on each other, maybe?
I'll gladly share my pleasure with you.
Yeah, she's like, you can stay here a while, but we have to bang first, okay?
Yeah, okay,
If you're
sure.
interested. See my husband Hod.
Yeah, okay. Sure, I'll go talk to him. There he is.
So you saw a dragon, did you?
Fuck.
Tell me, what was it like? As big as a house?
No, it was big as the inn.
Well, I'll be
Actually, I couldn't really tell
glad
how
to
big
be
it
a
was.
sight to see. Not that I actually want to see one, understand. I hope that dragon.
Mostly I'm
stays
just level
far away
farming here.
from
I intended to play through the
I'm sure he made it down here for work. Get an axe.
companions.
Bring me all
Okay,
the wood
hey
you
there,
can.
Hod. Is it okay if I bang your wife?
Ah!
My wife is a good woman. Not prone to flight or
Fuck.
fancy. Anyone with a stout heart like yours is welcome here.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that would be yes. You're fine with that, right?
I'll let
Okay.
them into the house and, show them where everything
Anyway, like I was saying, I'm kind of level farming a little bit because I intended to mainly focus on the companions quest line, but I didn't want to. I've played through to the point where we have to go to Dustman's Cairn, and I didn't really want to have to try and play through Dustman's Cairn
And
at
get killed?
only level like 16 or 17, right? Because at this level, that would be a suicide mission.
Well, especially on this difficulty.
Yeah. Anyway, it appears to be the middle
And
of...
probably also especially with your current armor rating.
Yeah, well, my armor rating is not great. It's, for a character of my level of 353 without a shield, it's not terrible, but it's not going to stand up to,
Yeah, you might be able to avoid getting one shot.
yeah, it's not going to stand up to those, like, silver weapon-wielding maniacs that are in Dustman's Cairn, though. We might as well, I think I just did this, but okay.
Old habits die hard.
Yeah. So we'll check out some things here, maybe drop some stuff
Glad to
off.
help any way I can.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. I can grab that stuff. We'll see about dropping some stuff off here, like those and those. This and that. Okay. What do we have to work with here anyway? Okay, we got some gold ore. We could make a gold ingot, I guess. We got some silver ingots and some silver ore. Okay, we got a couple of amethysts, a flawless garnet. So I guess we could try out the smithing thing and see if we can make a few pieces of jewelry here. Hey there, Alvar. Need any help around the forge? Sure. Let's do that too while we're here,
How about
right?
you smith me an iron dagger? Here's
I'll
everything
smith
need
you
to
an
make
iron
one.
dagger,
Go ahead.
shorty.
Good day.
Okay. I could make a silver sword. You see that?
Nice.
Okay, I smithed an iron dagger.
But it's a little dull. How about you sharpen it up? Just
Okay.
need a bit of metal and the grindstone over there.
So we'll sharpen up the iron dagger. I don't use magic a lot, but one of the magic spells I like to use is one called Sleight of Hand, which I don't know yet. But that would be why I'm carrying around a few iron daggers.
Yep.
Okay,
So
I
you
sharpened
can
the iron dagger.
Take their fierce warhammer and replace it with a dagger.
They'll
Yeah.
serve you well when you need them.
Yeah, that Draugr Deathlord Murder Boss King is not nearly as harmful when he's armed with an iron dagger as when he's armed with his Daedric scythe or whatever, right?
Yep.
Okay, we'll make some leather. Here we go. Here's the leather you wanted.
Good. A lot of weapons and armor need leather for straps, fittings, that kind of thing.
Yep, they do.
Let's see if you can make a hide helmet.
Yeah, okay.
Here's the rest of what you need.
I'm gonna make this hide helmet now,
Good day.
just to show you that I can. Yeah. We'll bring a hide helmet to Alvor. Here it is.
I should hire you to be my assistant at this rate.
Yeah, because I've got nothing better to do.
Take this leather to the
Well, it is
workbench,
smithing
okay?
experience.
Yep. Well, you know what? You might as well do it because every smith that you run into in the game world is going to harass you about it eventually, right? Oh, look at this. I can improve my hide shield some more, too. Now it's much better. So I guess my smithing ability must have improved a little bit. There you go. I tempered the hide
You
helmet.
have talent. Keep working at your craft, and you'll be a fine smith one day. Why don't you keep that dagger and helmet?
Yeah, because I really want to keep those bottom-tiered useless items, right?
Well, you could sell them back to him.
See no
Yeah.
harm in it.
How about, can I use your forge? I know I just did already, but it's polite to ask.
You can use the forge to make something new.
Yeah. Okay, what do you got for sale?
Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Okay. Well, let's see here. I think I'm going to sell you a superior iron dagger that I just made. Whoops. I'm used to Fallout 4 where there's like a more button inputs involved in buying and selling things.
Yeah, because they really wanted to make damn well sure you really wanted to buy something or sell
That's
something.
right. Okay. Well, now we need to go into the smelter and put together our gold ore into a gold ingot here. And we'll also make a silver ingot there. And then we'll go back here and see if we can make a couple pieces of jewelry and further improve our... See, I don't really have any handy cheats for doing this kind of thing. But this is what I do, is if I collect together... see, I made some smithing recipes for the KS jewelry too, right?
Yep.
But if I get the opportunity to, I'll make jewelry and stuff to level my smithing ability, right? And it actually does not too bad at it, especially if you steal all of the Jarl Balgruuf's silverware and melt it down and turn it into silver ingots, right? Okay. I need to visit a magical table type place too. Maybe I'll go and do that here real quick because I know there is one inside Vuoxi here. And we'll show what the interior of that looks like. It's actually quite nice. But once I get inside, you'll understand why I think that the author decided not to bother with nav meshing, because it would be pretty crowded in there even with just more than one person, right? See, because it's just like a little one-room cabin kind of thing.
Yep.
But it does have a enchanting table, Okay, looks like I got no new enchantments, and it has an alchemy lab, and it's got lots of storage and a cooking thing, and you know, that kind of stuff, right? It even has its own atmospheric music.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's actually really nice. Like, the person who made this is probably one of the more skilled modders out there that makes mods for particularly for Skyrim, right? It's too bad that she doesn't have an interest in making like quest mods or something. I'll bet you she'd do a superb job of that kind of thing. But anyway, I saw Girder heading for home, so maybe we'll go and drop in and visit her.
Take care of business?
Yeah, well, we'll get that out of the way. I mean, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it, right? Okay.
I hope to see you in Windhelm.
And we can also take some items out of their house, too. Which kind of makes it worth the trip here, too. We'll take those eggs, and we'll take the slaughter fish. Oh, I just ran into something and got hurt. Ow!
Yep, that kettle. The kettle is trying to kill you.
Yeah, that kettle tried to kill me. Oh, wrong. Bad kettle.
Yep.
I hope to see you in Windhelm.
Okay, there isn't really too much over here. We take a poke around in this cupboard here. Nope. Okay, what's in this chest? Well, there's 55 gold that I can take. Wow, a silver emerald ring. Too bad I can't take that. Let's see what's in this end table. Oh. Okay, we'll take the paper. Bro, where'd she go? I guess maybe she didn't go home after all.
Maybe she got lost.
On the way home?
Yep.
Oh well, anyway, we can pick up this gold and we can search this end table and take that gold. What's in this chest? Well, there's a little bit more gold and a nice wolf pelt. There's a bag of gold there. See that? They keep an iron war axe under the bed.
Like any good citizen would.
Yeah, I guess if it was modern day, that would be like a shotgun or something, right?
Or a handgun.
And there's a little petty soul gem there we can pick up. And I guess that's about it. That's all there is to get in Odd and Girder's house. Oh, she's still making her way slowly over this way.
Yeah, she just walks really slow.
Yeah, I guess we have to have some cabbage potato soup now, or cabbage soup.
Blech.
Yeah, but it's very nourishing. Oh,
but it's very bleh.
She's turned around walking the other way now, so we might as well go to the store.
I mean, man, whoever made this mod must have been or the survival mode thing must have been like really big into like the vegetables and shit, man.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it seems to me like, I mean, it would be a big job, admittedly.
No adventures, no theatrics,
no Lucan is arguing with
what are you going to do then, huh?
Camilla.
Let's hear it.
I have a Camilla mod, as you can see.
I can see that, yes.
Yeah. Because all of the women in Skyrim are fucking ugly, right? Like the vanilla women in Skyrim, their faces are all craggy and they got like a wider jaw than I do and stuff like that, right? Anyway.
So this solves that problem.
Well, I've got a few character replacers, yeah. And I think I'm also running a mod that generally
smooths out facial features more.
Facial features a bit more. But yeah, you'd think that okay, we can sell those, I guess. Might have a few potion type things to sell. But yeah, like you'd think that whoever designed this game just didn't think that it was, you know, like didn't a thing to have you know, feminine looking women, right?
Yeah.
Like Wow, well, I could sell that, but he doesn't have enough magic or money to buy it. I don't think I'd want to use that, because if anything that deals up to 400 points of damage, but can hit me too, sounds like a bad idea. Okay, so I guess I could do some potion making and that kind of thing too.
Yeah, unless you're a dark elf, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So, did something happen?
Yeah, we did have a bit of a break-in. We still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament. Solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw.
Okay, you know what?
Good?
I'm a do-gooder type that helps everybody, so I could help you get your claw back.
If you're going to get those thieves, you should head to Bleak Falls, Barrow, northwest of town.
So this is your plan, Lucan?
Yes. So now you don't have to go, do you?
Oh, really? Well, I think your new helper here needs a guide.
No, by the 8, fine. But only to the edge of town.
Okay, well, let's go outside.
We have to go through town and across the bridge to get to Bleak Falls, Barrow. You can see it from here, though. The mountain just over the buildings.
Yeah, I can.
Those thieves must be mad hiding out there. Those old crypts are filled with nothing but traps, trolls, and who knows what else.
Well, lots of Draugr, too.
Yep. I didn't see any trolls the last time I was there,
I wonder
though.
why they only stole Lucan's golden claw. I mean, we have plenty of things in the shop that are worth just as
This
much
one
gold.
thing about Camilla is when you're walking out this way, every now and then she'll just stop, right?
Yep.
Tricky one.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. You're not following close enough, and you're not going at a clip pace that she wants you to go at.
And there was another time where I ran into something and I couldn't move, and I looked down and I bumped into a chicken. The chicken was standing in the middle of the street and I couldn't step over it.
Bridge out of town. The path up the mountain to the northwest leads to Bleak Falls, Barrow. I guess I should get back to my brother. He'll throw a fit if I take too long. Such a child.
Yeah.
Mara bless you. For
Okay,
your
well, let's start
intelligence.
working on
Yes, well.
Camilla too, hey? Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we should get to know each other a
Don't
little
get any
better.
Ideas. The men here like my attention, and I like theirs.
Ah,
You should speak to Sven. Could you talk to Feindal as well?
yeah, I'm sure I can make them both look bad. Okay.
Oh, really? What kind of woman would do such a thing?
Whoa!
Hello.
Surprise deer attack.
Just this once.
Okay. There you go. We got a kiss out of the deal. Okay.
You're not from around here.
Okay, we already did that. How much further do I have to
It's a winding
walk?
road up the mountain just ahead. You'll know you're in the right place once you spot the old watchtower. Once you get to the tower, head north. Bleak Falls Barrow should be just around the corner further up.
Yeah, okay.
Wow!
Okay. See you later. For now, I guess we'll head on toward Whiterun here. I guess we'll have to catch up to Girder later. Oh, yeah, right. I don't need to worry about wolves.
You keep forgetting that.
Well, because, I mean, wolves, for the first, 30 levels of any playthrough, wolves are constantly attacking you from every direction, right? So you just kind of get used to the idea that you're, fighting wolves every time you encounter them.
I mean, everyone in Skyrim just wants to kick your ass, man.
Yeah, except, in this case, except the wolves, right?
But bears are still fair game.
Yeah, bears still don't like me very much, but...
The Legion's always looking for strong, capable warriors. You think you've got what it takes?
Okay, well, I could follow the winding road all the way down there, but I think I'll just go straight across here.
Legion guy tries to recruit you. You say back to him, Skyrim belongs to the Nords.
Yeah. Although technically, like only half Nord, right?
Yeah, well,
Although I did build this character on a Nord base, right?
Yep.
I just used the additional sliders available in race menu to alter the appearance, right?
Yep.
But you can still see that kind of almost craggy look even in this character's face, even though I've done a lot of sculpting and smoothing of features and that kind of thing. It's just the way that they the art style, I guess, that they used in this game.
I think Nords too, in particular, tend to be more biased towards those types of features too.
Yeah.
In this game.
Yep. Skyrim, where men are men and women look a little bit like small men.
Ah!
Because even the vanilla bodies and everything else too are not as curvy as this one, right?
Although you can make Arnold Schwarzenegger-sized
yeah,
dudes.
well, that's the thing, right? It's all one-sided. Like, you can have the, like the male character that looks like a Mr. Olympus, gym rat bodybuilder type, if you want, but you can't have a perfected female character form.
You can make Arnie, but you can't make Pam.
That's right. Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. And the way I look at it is, if you can make Arnie, you should be able to make Pam too, right? Why not? I mean, fair is fair, right? But that doesn't seem the way that, game designers are so scared they might offend somebody, I think, that they just don't give you the ability to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're so deathly afraid they might offend someone and lose sales or something, I guess.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Anyway, we've been to Whiterun before. We picked all the flowers and everything, so all we need to do now is go see the Jarl. Oh, I should read all those spell books that I picked up, too. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, you kind of just brought up, like, these are more spells that I made, and then you kind of just, like, passed on.
Okay, well, we'll briefly discuss that. We'll start here. And, I don't actually have anything under, restoration. Okay. So here, I've got Fire Dart.
Yep.
Which is like a weaker form of Firebolt, right? That, it's still an apprentice level spell, but it costs less magicka and does less damage, right?
Yep.
And, of course, I've also got Ball Lightning, which is a weaker chain lightning spell, I guess. So, I think that the regular chain lightning does like almost 3 or 4 times damage that this spell does. But it also, it costs enough magicka that this character wouldn't even be able to cast the regular chain lightning spell, right? So this one does a lot less damage, but it has the similar area effect, right? And Fire Burst is basically, think weak Fireball, right? From Oblivion, remember that spell, Weak Fireball?
Yep.
That's sort of like the idea for that. And I've also got a weaker form of Ice Storm, right? So basically I've got the 3 kind of like adept level spells here. And technically they are adept level spells, but since they're reduced considerably in power, they're also reduced considerably in cost so that I can actually cast them a few times, right? And then, of course, I've got a couple of things here. I've got an Area Effect Calm spell that has a fairly short duration, right? I think it only lasts like 10 seconds or something. And I've also got an Area Effect Fear spell that lasts for 10 seconds.
Yep.
Whereas most of the Calm and Fear spells, the The generic ones only affect a single target, right?
Yep.
And these, actually, even if you're hard pressed by a group of enemies, you don't actually have to target an enemy to make this work. You can just even hit the ground in their area, you know, like right in front of you.
Yep, it's just like
and it will still affect them.
Area effect
yeah,
stuff.
It has an area effect similar to a fireball or something, right?
Yep.
And then, of course, I've got another one here called Sandman Stumble, which it casts on a single target, but it will make them fall down.
Yep.
Right. So it only lasts for 1 second, but it's enough to make the target fall down. And then if you're quick, you can pounce on him and hit him a couple of times while he's getting back up. Right. However, I'm not really a magic user type, so I don't tend to use these spells much, but if I were a robe-wearing, spell-casting wizard type, then, I think that those spells would be much more useful, right? See here, you look at this person. She's supposed to be a pretty girl, right? And you look at her and it's like, ugh, you know?
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard.
So,
Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself.
and I don't know why that there's been a trend to do that kind of thing, because I'm pretty sure that most people that buy these games would rather see, something that looks a little better than that.
Well, I'm not sure if Skyrim and Oblivion were necessarily even affected by those trends, though, because characters kind of didn't really look like people in these games.
Yeah.
Which is okay with me. I mean, whatever.
What's the meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgrup is not receiving visitors.
I have news about the dragon
So that's
attack.
why the guards let you in. Come on then. The Jarl will want to speak to you personally.
And I am running a mod too that kind of softens the features of elves up a little bit.
Yep.
Like, she doesn't look too much different than she does in vanilla, except that the brow ridges are a little less big and that kind of thing.
Yep.
Well, I saw the dragon. It destroyed Helgen. It was coming this way.
What do you say now, Proventus?
So if you have a closer look at her, and in vanilla, she's got huge bulging, like brow ridges and stuff like that, right? Because elves look really, really weird. They look like, the Elephant Man or something, right? In this game.
Enough! I'll not stand idly by while the dragon burns my hold and slaughters my
Oh
people.
boy, it's a new moon tonight. How fortunate that I didn't get forced into werewolf form right now.
Yes, my Jarl.
Could still happen.
Nope, it won't. If it doesn't happen when it announces the moon phase, that's about the time. That's also the time when that would happen if it was going to.
You sought me out on your own initiative.
I forgot I wasn't keeping track of the time, right?
I won't forget it. Here, take this as a small token of my esteem.
Oh, he just gave me some elven armor.
Another thing you could do for me. Suitable for someone of your particular talents, perhaps.
Okay.
Now, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons and rumors of dragons.
Yeah, okay.
Farengar, I think I found someone who can help you with your dragon project. Go ahead and fill her in with all the details.
So the Jarl thinks you can be of use to me. Oh yes, he must be referring to my research into the dragons. Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me.
Yeah, it's time for you to fetch things.
When I say fetch, I really mean delve into
Yep,
a dangerous
it's the fetch
research
quest.
of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there.
Okay, what am I fetching?
Straight to the point, eh? No need for tedious hows and whys. I like that. Leave those details to your betters, am I right?
Oh,
I learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls, Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls, Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself.
Okay. What else should I know about it?
By the ancient Nords, perhaps dating back to the Dragon War itself. Ah, maybe you just want to know how to get there. It's near Riverwood.
I'm not really an expert in the timelines of Skyrim, like, but these ruins look like they're thousands of years old, right?
Yep.
Well,
so obviously Nords have been here, the events surrounding Isgrimor must have been like several thousand years ago, right?
Yep, they sure were.
I'm not surprised you've never heard of it. Even I used to think it was just a myth. But not anymore.
The confusing thing is that all of their various eras are not all the same length, right?
Actual events has come down to us. Far back in the mythic era, the dragons were worshipped as gods in Skyrim. Many of the monumental ruins that still dot the landscape were in fact built as temples to the dragons. The details are lost, but at some point, the Nords rebelled. After a long and terrible war, the Nords overthrew their dragon overlords.
Yeah, and what set this whole event up is that those three dumbasses from several thousand years ago actually transported Alduin to the future to now, right? But it was no longer their problem, I guess.
There you go.
Have you ever encountered a dragon?
My work affords me few opportunities for such an adventure. Perhaps some hero will bring one to Dragon's Reach, like old Olaf one I once did. What a fascinating conversation that would be.
Yeah. Okay, and he just gets pissed off if you ask him either of these two questions, so we'll try and keep it friendly here.
You know, if you've got the aptitude, you should join the Mages College in Winterhold.
Dragon or dragons.
Yeah.
Need it quickly.
Okay, what do you got for sale here?
I had you figured for a mage.
Yeah, you definitely look like a mage.
Yeah, I do, don't I? With my scale armor and my bow and... well, let's see here. Well, he's got a scroll of fireball. But I'll get 2 of them for free in Bleak Falls, Barrow, so... I just want to check and see if... and it looks like I can't afford it, so I'm going to see if I can buy... there, Sleight of Hand. Because Sleight of Hand is a very good spell.
You seem to have found me.
Okay, well, let's head up to the cloud storage chest now. See this? I can come through here now and I can take all this silverware again. Nice thing about it is it respawns from time to time.
Yeah, I guess you must go out and buy some more, right?
Probably, yeah.
Again got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
Yeah, you'll be ready. Okay, well, anyway, we'll throw all this stuff in here for now. Okay. There's that book, The Black Arrow. We can throw that in there. We can throw this in there. And this. That. That. Just lighten our load up a little bit. I think I have quite a few healing potions right now, so I don't need to really make any more potions at this moment. Okay, got lots of food. Oh yeah, we could sell that. Well, probably he can't afford to buy that scroll either, right? It's so expensive that even at severely reduced price, it costs more than what most guys have in their inventory for gold. We'll just drop these jewelry pieces off here for later. Well, and then be on our way. You ready to go there, big guy? Well, I guess since it's 10:30 at night, I should sleep, eh? And I guess it's time to have some more tasty cabbage soup for breakfast, eh?
Yum. God.
Well, you know what? It's one of the easiest and most nourishing food items to make. So, you know, that's usually what I have. So now it's off to Bleak Falls Barrow.
Brigands I can handle. This talk of dragons, world gone mad,
Because I think I need to follow this at least long enough to, you know, like gain the ability to learn new shouts and that kind of thing.
Yep.
Because I'll probably need those abilities once I hit Dustman's Cairn anyway.
Of course, there is a drawback to this. As you go down this path, you'll make sure that dragons start to spawn
Yeah,
in
that's
the
true. I mean,
landscape.
You know, like, it's all a trade-off, right?
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah. But I've already been kind of preparing for that eventuality anyway. I mean, that's why I got the Antronach Stone. And when I take the time to, I usually try and check merchants to see if they have anything with the resist magic enchantment on it, although I haven't found anything yet. Because if I can get magic resistance to 100 or better, then that goes a long ways toward reducing the damage taken from the, you know, worst attacks that dragons dish out, right? Or with this character, maybe I could just transform into a werewolf and shred them when they land, right?
Well, maybe.
Well, with this mod, I haven't done it, but I have killed dragons in werewolf form before with other characters. Because werewolves are not to be trifled with in this game. Oh, I better make sure I have one other very important... Yes, I do. I have it here. This spell is extremely important for...
Trap dodging?
Dodging traps, yeah. Especially those swinging blade traps.
Because you have that trap mod that makes traps deadlier.
Deadly traps, yeah. Or lethal traps, I think it's called. I can't remember now. I think it's called lethal traps. And that means that the amount of damage that every type of trap does is greatly magnified. And as an extra added bonus, the guy who made the lethal traps mod went and fixed it up so that, you know how when you are dungeon crawling and you see, even on a cave floor or a crypt floor or something, you know, where you kind of got stones finished like a little bit like this.
Yep.
Well, you can very obviously see the round pressure point because it's a different color than the rest of the floor, and it kind of stands out a little bit, right? Well, for lethal traps, what the guy who created that mod did is he actually camouflaged those things too, so that you literally can't see them until you're almost like right on top of them, right? Which means that it's very easy, especially if you're in a battle with somebody or or you know, not really paying too close attention or whatever, well, you can step on one of those floor traps and get killed without even, you know, before you even realize that you've put a foot wrong, right?
Yep.
Which is why I think I'm still working on it. But you gotta get this perk right here. This is an absolute must. As soon as you possibly can, you need to get that perk. Because then, you know, at least you don't trigger every trap in a dungeon that you go into, right? You know, if you miss them. And of course, I'm also running... Oh yeah, right, that wolf won't attack me. I'm also running a mod called Follower Trap Safety. So there isn't going to be any, you know, watching and laughing while Lydia walks into that swinging gate trap over and over and over, right? Because she won't she won't set off the traps either, right?
Yep.
Have to admit, though, that was funny, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember the first time that happened. I was just laughing my ass off over and over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
And she gets back up and she walks right into it again.
Yeah, and then she goes into the bleed out position and stays that way for, you know, like half a minute, and then she gets up and she walks forward and steps on that thing and it whaps her in the face again, and, you know, like...
Well, she didn't get hired by the Jarl for her brains.
Nope. Yeah, well, unless you have a mod, she didn't get hired for her looks either, though.
Oh!
Well, that arrow took a minute or two to go out.
Yeah, that was a very delayed arrow. Like, what are you doing? Launching missiles from the top of a cruiser or something?
Oh, look at that. See that? He just kicked the crap out of this guy, right?
Yeah, I imagine his unarmed skill is pretty damn high.
Yeah, Glossheim is a good follower, actually. He's you know, as far as followers go, he's tough, and he's pretty durable. And he, you know, doesn't tend to give you away when you're sneaking and that kind of thing, because I don't know whether he has much in the way of sneaking skill, but because he doesn't wear armor, at least he's quiet, right? Yeah, that guy could totally see me, and then he can't. And then I can shoot him from ambush.
And again.
Now I gotta get my shield ready. There, you see the way he wound up for the power attack there?
Yep.
Okay, nice of you to show up there, Big G. Oh, look at that, he suplexed him. That's so cool, I love that.
Yeah, and then he just crosses his arms like nothing happened.
Yep. Yeah, just, whoop, boom.
Problem solved.
So his style must be like Greco-Roman wrestling, eh?
Apparently.
Wow, that's awesome. It's funny, you know, I played with Glossheim a lot, but I don't think I've ever seen him do that to somebody before.
Well, now you know he can.
And I personally don't, you know, like I have the skill and that kind of thing with some of my other characters, but I always gravitate toward the bow so much
that you don't get to see these things.
That I don't get to see these things because I just don't do very much unarmed stuff, right? That being said, though, it's an interesting thing, but if I'm in werewolf form, I think that when I attack with my claws, that levels up unarmed. And I think it also, being in werewolf form in combat, levels up unarmored, because technically I'm not wearing armor then, right?
Yep. Well, that's one way to get your skills up.
Yep. Oh, I missed. He moved. That's okay. We'll get ready to go again. There he is. Got him that time. Oh. Well, what am I doing here? Oh, he's got a crossbow now, huh?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Well, better a crossbow than a bow.
So you'll notice that I avoid using power attacks with my fighting style because I would rather use my shield to bash. And, you know, like, using up all my stamina on the power attacks is kind of, loses my ability to do that, right? Because I tend to run out of stamina fairly quickly.
Well, see, that's why I carry around all that alcohol.
Yeah.
Of course, combat with me is, you take a swing and then you enter your inventory and you drink some alcohol, and you take a swing, you enter your inventory, you drink some alcohol. Oh, it's a very repetitive and methodical process here.
I got a crossbow bolt sticking out of the back of my neck there. Oh, I don't have any, okay, well, I don't have very many things favorited here anyways, so, I guess. Oh, there's that guy, and he's got a... He's a dual wielder. Okay, well, just for fun, let's try this out here. Illusion, sleight of hand. Whoop. Damn it. I must have missed or something.
Yeah, now you have his clubs.
I have his steel club. He's still got... Oh yeah, he's just got his dagger in his right hand now. Okay. Oh, that's what happened before. Dual wield guys, you have to do that twice because they'll just switch hands, right?
Yep.
Although it looks like he had the wooden club in his offhand. But that's
well, he was definitely committed to the club, damn it.
Yep. But anyway, that's what sleight of hand is good for. Is it takes... Because I think that guy, if I recall right, is the toughest of the three bandits out here.
I have no idea which of them is the toughest.
I think he is. The guy that wanders back and forth here. Like, the other two guys you can kind of one-shot, but that guy takes quite a bit of quite a few hits to kill.
I just normally put a two-handed weapon through both of them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter to me.
But anyway, we'll do a quick save here. Oh, are we looking for time anyway? We got time to go through this?
We are at 1 hour 13 minutes.
Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll stop here then, because otherwise this is going to be a pretty long episode, unless you want to keep going.
Well, it doesn't matter to me. If you want to keep going, we could. It depends on how long you think it'll take.
Well, let's see how quickly we can get through Bleak Falls Temple. Right?
All right.
Everybody likes Bleak Falls Temple. It's one of the first major dungeon crawls that you do in the game, right?
Well, in that case, we should pause briefly.
All right, we will.
And we're back.
Yes. And here we go into Bleak Falls Barrow, which I'm sure everyone who has ever played this game has played through this many, many times.
Nope, never been there.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm talking about. But maybe my way of playing is a little bit different than other people's. Well, I guess he must have missed me.
Or he just hit you for very little.
But anyway, we'll loot these guys for what we can get. have a look and see what's in this chest. Oh, there's lots of stuff in this chest, eh? Look at it all. Almost as good as the wolf. Sometimes there's something in this urn and sometimes not. There's never anything in either of these two.
I always end up checking everything anyways, because I can never remember.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've played through this probably more times than you have.
Oh, probably. I mean, I can't actually remember the last time I had Skyrim installed.
Yeah. So most of the time in a vanilla game or whatever, I can't remember if there was ever any use for these linen wraps. But you can make armor pieces and clothing items and stuff with the linen wraps.
Mm-hmm.
If you happen to have a few of them. So I don't pick up every single one I come across, but I'll usually pick up a few. Oh yes, and there's our about to be dead bandit. He's going to walk up and pull that switch again, but I can usually increase my sneak skill a little bit just by creeping up behind him. So I get a really good view. Because he couldn't figure out the puzzle, which is snake, snake, fish. Right.
In fact, he got it so wrong, he got every single thing wrong.
I don't think he even tried. That's okay, we'll take his gold anyway. Go, and we'll rush up here for a second. There's a potion of healing here. And I guess depending, that's also level dependent. Like, if you're a lower level than this, it might only be a potion of minor healing. And if you're a higher level, then it could be, you know, better too, right?
Yep.
And this book that improves your pickpocketing, another potion of healing. And I tend to hoard the potions. I imagine you do too when you play this game.
Well, there are some situations where you'll burn through them pretty heavily as a melee
basically
combatant,
all
too.
you can do is brute force your way through and just keep chugging healing potions to keep yourself alive, right?
And alcohol. Lots and lots of alcohol. You chug a lot more alcohol than healing potions, though, because you can generally start to stagger enemies by power attacking them repeatedly.
Yeah, well, I usually carry, like, potions of stamina instead, right?
I burn through those. I burn through them so much I have to pick up all the alcohol, because I'd never have enough potions of stamina. Thankfully, alcohol is very plentiful in the world. And almost everywhere sells it, too.
Yeah.
But I'm always over-encumbered with booze.
Yeah, whereas I like to keep my encumbrance level down. So there's the first of the free fireball scrolls, right? Along with that paralysis poison there.
Is someone coming? Is that you, Haxir? Bjorn? Celine?
Yeah. So he even betrayed his fellow bandits and went on ahead, and now he's in trouble, right? But he obviously didn't learn anything from his experience. Okay, well, I can probably sell that. Oh, yeah, right, I'm going to need that in order to burn through this web here, too. Yeah. Then I guess I need to eat something, because it looks like I'm slightly hungry again here. Okay, so I just sneak in here and I try and get one arrow into this big spider.
Keep it away from me.
And then I'll conjure my little helper here. There, that worked out okay.
Problem solved.
But anyway, it's good to have somebody like Glostheim who's pretty sturdy, and then if you conjure the Avenging Wraith there, it can usually draw this thing's attention, and then you can kind of circle around behind it and attack it from behind. And another tactic, if you're a lot lower level and you're scared to get hit even once, if you use a bow, you can usually shoot it through this bunch of, you know, roots or whatever this is here, right?
Or you could even, like, pop through the door and pop back and pop through the door and pop back.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can use archery tactics on it as well. So long as there are, you know, like, there's somebody with you to help you out and draw its attacks, right? But I figured in this particular case that I could probably get away with it because, you know, I had enough help, right?
You did it. You killed it. Now cut me down before anything else shows up.
Well, where's the golden claw?
Yes, the claw. I know how it works. The claw, the markings, the door in the Hall of Stories. I know how they all fit together. Help me down and I'll show you. You won't believe the power the Nords have hidden there.
Well, hand over the claw.
Does it look like I can move? You have to cut me down first.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to let you go, and you're going to run away, because that's what you do.
That's why you just keep swinging, man.
I can feel it.
Well, no, I mean, you know, for the sake of the story and everything, we need to let him do his thing and demonstrate how...
Oh, see, I just, like, you know, I just keep swinging, right?
Yeah, I know, you can do that too. And that is an extremely alert Draugr that became somewhat aware of our presence.
Yeah, because of Dickhead.
Yeah.
That's another reason why you don't necessarily want to let him run ahead.
Well, that's okay. This will help me level my sneak a little bit. Oh, he's still alive yet.
Right? He says, why should I share the treasure with anyone? And you go, yes, why should I share the treasure with you?
Yeah. Look, if the Draugr haven't killed him yet, that's his voice.
Oh, there you go.
Now he's dead.
See, no more man, no more problem.
Yeah. Okay, well. We'll just shoot that one dead while he's still laying down. Then we'll hastily back away here. Uh-oh. Ooh. Maybe it'd be a good idea to summon my little helper right now, too, eh?
Yeah, probably not a bad idea anyways.
There, teamwork. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, you stand there and take the hits, and then I'll shoot my bow from back here.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know what? We all have to do what we're good at, right? I looted him already. Wow, cheap. These guys only have like 1 gold piece each. Oh, this would have been one of those bad ones, too, that summons things, right? So I'm kind of glad that I got him. And there is the first swinging gate trap. But we'll briefly read his journal, which gives us the hint With the golden claw, the solution is in the palm of your hands. So you have to look at the palm of the golden claw, right? So we'll take the golden claw. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ready this because it's good countermeasure against Draugr shouts. Right? Okay.
Ah.
And it can somewhat function like a shield. It doesn't quite work as well as an actual shield does, because it usually breaks as soon as you stop one attack with it. But now we get this up. Oh, there. We'll let Glostheim finish the job for us. Looks like we attracted some attention, though. As you can see, I stopped the shout with my... but he also pretty much immediately breaks my ward with his attack, too, right?
Yep.
So that was a nice little combo. You taught me that, actually. It was like swing, swing, and then power attack right afterwards.
Well, for me, I just do one swing power attack, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, but you use the two-handed weapons, though, and with one-handed weapons, because they're a little faster, you can actually get two normal attacks in real quick before the power attack.
Yeah, well, the reason why I figured that out is because you can cancel out the wind-up time for your second attack by landing a normal attack and then canceling the wind-up into a power attack.
Yeah. Well, basically that's what I did on the third attack, right?
Yep.
But I also buffered the first two, like the second attack, right? Uh-oh. Ah, he went and shot his...
right into the pillar. But yeah, and it works with, so for example, one of the things I've done it with too is the good old bound sword, because if I ever do play a one-handed character, bound sword is a really easy way, very early game, to get a very strong weapon.
Yep. Okay.
It's a shame the bound axe sucks balls.
Yeah, well, it's glitched, eh? Like
is it actually glitched?
The bound battle axe, yeah, sometimes... when you cast it, you can end up standing in the stance with the bound battle axe, but there's no bound battle axe.
Oh, I just never used it because it didn't do enough damage.
And then you go to do attacks with it, and you can't actually even swing it because you don't technically even have a weapon in your hands.
Ah.
Yeah, the spell itself is slightly bugged. It doesn't happen every time, but once in a while it will happen that way.
Yep.
And then you either have to equip another weapon or recast the spell, right? Well.
Yeah, for me it was just straight up, the bound battle axe is weak and it sucks.
I never really used it enough to decide whether it was a strong weapon or a weak weapon, but I'm not really a two-handed weapon guy anyways, so...
You know, out of all the bound weapons, I think the bound bow is the strongest, but I'm pretty sure the bound sword is stronger from the point of one-handed combat than the bound battle axe is from the point of two-handed combat.
Yeah. See there, I managed to... okay, I think that might end up giving me some gold ore or something if I break that down, so I'm going to pick it up. I managed to buffer the second attack from the first attack.
Yep.
And then after I buffered the second attack, I just press and hold the attack button and it flows right into the power attack, right?
Yep. But yeah, from a two-handed perspective, you really want to, like, at low levels, you really want to get yourself something close to a Dawnguard Warhammer or something like that as soon as possible. Because you just need to do enough damage to be able to kill things extremely quickly on high difficulties.
Yeah, you need to get Dawnguard Armory, then you've got choices.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a Dawnguard Warhammer, then you could get a Dawnguard Greatsword or a Dawnguard Battle Axe.
I'd probably still go with the Warhammer if damage is the consideration, though. It's really what you need. You'll find that if you go a pure melee route, that you're always so much lacking in damage.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to use the stutter spell here to slow time. And I have to time it when these axes are just starting to drop. So right about now. And then I can sprint through while time is slowed without getting hit. Right? And then we'll just trip that thing right away because that way if that Draugr down here at the bottom of the stairs manages to get a shout in, at least they won't drop that thing on my head.
Fair enough. Well, that was kind of weird. Okay.
Yeah, you did a somersault. Well, as you can see, archery is still my preferred way of handling these. Okay, where did that arrow go? Okay, not sure where the first arrow went, but I don't think that one quite killed him.
Don't worry, Glausheim will take care of him with his bow.
No, I didn't want that because you saw how that Draugr was rearing back. He was going to do a shout.
Yeah, he probably will knock these down too.
Yeah. So you want to stay out of there. Wow. Okay. Well, that came right through the wall.
The effect of it, anyways.
The effect of it, anyway. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to summon a little bit of help here again. Because it looks as though I'm going to need it. And I'm going to back away and give myself a little space here.
Looks like you're going to need more help.
Yeah. Oh, I got the wrong thing going on here, but that's okay. Ah. There. So, that worked okay. If you have to fight in a narrow hallway, you want to make sure they can only come at you one at a time, right? Actually, the old ward there worked okay. Ancient Nord Warhammer.
Ancient Nord problem solver.
Well, it didn't solve his problems.
Well, it is ancient. I mean, times have progressed since then.
Yeah.
Gotta get a modern day problem solver.
Yeah, it's called a bow.
Oh, fuck that idea.
You solve your problems at a distance whenever possible.
Yeah, at a distance of about the length of, 6 feet or less.
No. Okay, we'll just aim there because that's where that guy's going to come from right away. Hey, you know what? I might be able to get that axe perk now, eh? Because I just passed 31.
Yeah, you would be able to, yep.
Okay, and we got a skeleton. Got an iron ore vein to mine. Drink some coffee while we mine. collect some glowing shrooms.
As one does.
Last time, stop that. There's no more mining to do there. Okay. And this is where the second free scroll of fireball is. Always a scroll of fireball in that chest. Oh, there we are. Wow, he's not very alert, is he?
Another somersault.
Wow. Okay, well.
It must just be the angle you're hitting them at.
I don't know. I don't recall ever really seeing that a great deal before. Yeah, I can't say for sure, but I think it looks like I've gained a little bit of jumping ability from my werewolf perks, too.
Oh, okay.
He's got an antique silver sword. So I'm kind of glad that I was able to shoot him to death from above. Then we'll do a little bit of lock picking. Build our fortune 9 gold pieces at a time.
Or your non-fortune in the case of heavy armor training.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, I'm not so sure that it would be worth your while to play in exactly that way using this perk tree overhaul.
No, probably not, because I'd never be able to get enough armor skill in order to play my way.
Well, not only that, but you would also, like, for example, if you choose, if you're doing heavy armor, right? So,
I think you went past it.
Did I go past it? Okay, here we go. So if you pick the bottom perk once, you gain a small amount of heavy armor experience when wearing at least 2 pieces of heavy armor in combat.
Yep.
And that there, pretty much all by itself, renders the training thing obsolete. Because,
no way.
Because you learn by doing. And if you do the training, well, actually, if anything, you'll gain levels more quickly. But, you know, you still don't have the 5 sets of perks at the bottom. So you can...
attaining the armor class required to tank it out in close quarters would be extremely difficult.
Yeah. Whoa, this guy's a spellcaster. Okay. Oh, looks like Gloss Time already finished him off. So, we'll have to remove projectiles to get rid of that unwelcome ice spike. Okay. So that particular Draugr can be pretty dangerous depending on what type he is. Especially if he's got one of the more powerful shouts. But the spellcasting Draugr tend to be more difficult opponents than the regular garden variety ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now we're coming up on the last kind of tricky part of Bleak Falls Barrow here. We're gonna have to have some more cabbage soup. Yum yum. because we'll have to get our time stutter spell ready to go here again. Because we've got another one of these things going on. We'll pull the chain, and then of course right on the other side is a Draugr climbing out of a...
Yeah, it's a Draugr ambush over here.
Yep.
And an archer.
Ugh, ugh. I think I've also got an archer shooting at me here.
You do.
Okay, and now I think we're going to conjure our buddy here. Then we'll use a little healing magic while we take a break. Yeah, we'll let that guy spend his, There. See that? The triple hit technique does work. It's just that I suspect that when you're using two-handed weapons, because they're a little slower, probably it's, you know, like the two-hit technique is kind of like what the triple hit technique is for one-handed weapons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was a kind of tricky section there. If you're not expecting it, you can get into some real trouble here, because you've got Draugr that have... Oh, that one had a silver sword too. That might explain why it hurt a little bit when he hit me. And then, of course, there's this thing, right? This puddle of oil with the lamp traps over top of it.
Yep.
These aren't really much of a factor, because the, you know, like the battle usually isn't going to spread out to the point where you're on multiple levels.
No, they're just environmental hazards that I tend to get rid of anyways.
Yeah. Well, I don't worry about them too much, because once I pass by, I'm not coming back this way again anyway. So, now we can whip out the claw here. The golden claw. And it goes, what, bear, bird, owl, or bat, or moth, or whatever that is?
I always thought it was a moth.
Bear, moth, owl. Okay. So, there we go. And this rotating door is actually pretty tame, but some of them later in the game have pretty nasty traps attached to them too, so if you try to open the door without getting the right combination set in first,
yep,
you could probably die, right? So it's important to make sure that you get the right combination in first before you try to open the door. And here we go. We're going to take a little side trip here. And we'll open this chest. There's usually a okay random treasure in here, usually a gem or two and a piece of jewelry, some gold. But it's little treasure troves like that that build your fortune over time, right? So that you can afford your training. Right?
Well, you end up spending so much, man. Like, I honestly don't know how you manage to find a place to live with the amount of money that it costs, right? I guess because you don't end up training all that much, right? But I'm always so goddamn broke.
Actually, in the vanilla, with the vanilla perk tree, I do training as well. Because you know, like right now, every fight that I get into, I gain a little bit of light armor experience just from using light armor, right?
Yep.
But in the vanilla perk tree overhaul, you don't have that feature. So the only way that you can advance at a decent rate, I guess, is to train. And so yeah, I train too when I'm playing with the vanilla perk tree. And I'm gonna get an arrow in this guy early, and then I'm gonna get the hell out of dodge. And let good old Gloss Time there do my dirty work for me. Yeah, I can summon stuff too. Yeah. Okay, must be time to summon another one of those guys now. Yeah. This isn't going to go on much longer. There, it's over. And there's our Dragonstone. And this is usually, if you're playing this more or less the way that the game designers intended, I think. Usually this is pretty much the first magic weapon that you find, right?
Yeah, unless you're really lucky.
Well, because early on in the game, I mean, if you play it through the vanilla quest line, you start off in Helgen, and then you go to Riverwood, then you go to Whiterun, and then you come back here, right? So, there's some amber.
Well, assuming you don't do anything in between anyways.
And there's Meridia's Beacon. Yeah, well, I tend to drag my feet and do a lot of other things, you know? I'll follow a lot of side quests, or I'll use a random start to start somewhere way across the map or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in theory, when you're playing this game straight through, right into, you know, sort of following the vanilla path, you could be here as early as like level 5 or 6, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then now all we need to do is find our way out of here. And now I've got Meridia's Beacon as well, so... And that one's not too bad, but you need a very high degree of magic resistance in that one, because there's some powerful spellcasters.
Well, magic resistance is also just good to have at all times anyways.
Yeah. So we got one more chest to loot. Okay. And we can grab these flowers off of this pedestal here, along with that skull, I guess. I didn't really want the skull, but... Okay, we'll just drop the skull. And then that's it for Bleak Falls Barrow, folks. We'll head outside and we'll find ourselves at the top of the cliff.
Indeed.
And I can still remember the very first time I played this through. I came out at the top of this cliff and went like, okay, how am I going to get down now? And I eventually figured out the step system on the way down here.
Yep.
But it was like a nail-biting experience because I came out here too in the middle of the night. You know, it's 8 p.m. right now, but I came out here in the middle of the night even later than this.
Yep.
And so in the dark, I'm trying to navigate my way down the side of this cliff, right? And I'm you know, clenching my teeth and worrying that every step is going to be my last, right?
Oh man, for me it was so casual because I'm always like climbing up the sides of mountains and cliffs and things, right?
Yeah.
So, you know,
But
In
anyway,
fact, I think I actually tried walking along the sides of one of these cliffs and seeing what was there.
yeah. But anyway, we made it through Bleak Falls Barrow. We recovered the Dragon Stone, so I guess the next time when we come back, we'll be taking the Dragon Stone back to Farengar.
Indeed.
But we'll also maybe stop in and, like see if we can visit Girder and, maybe make a little progress with Camilla too.
Yeah. All right.
So until then,
I'm RecV5.
and I am Sandman99. Hope you enjoyed this.
Have a good one.